Have you been considering purchasing new construction? Do you wonder whether or not a real estate agent can work with you doing new construction? Well, the answer is yes. At Team Reba, we have been doing new construction sales for many, many years. And here's the difference. Site agents that you would see, if you go out to a plat where they've got lots of different houses for sale, there's a model home, and there's some people sitting inside that model home who are doing tours and providing information and showing you the different features and, cabinet finishes and things like that. Those folks are in some way related to the seller. And even though they'll have business cards frequently that say we're buyer's agents, well, yes and no. They can be a separate company from the builder, but they are still hired by the builder to sit the site and are compensated for that. Now, here's what's really key if you want to bring your own representation in. When you go out to the sites, just tell them that you have a real estate agent that you're working with. It's not uncommon. Often I'm working with people who are looking at resale construction or new construction. And when you go to the site, it is perfectly fine for you to tell them that you have an agent. And in fact, they'll usually make you fill out a form that they will then ask you if you have a real estate agent. And here's an important distinction. If you don't tell them that you have an agent, if you try to then bring that agent to the sale, they will deny compensation to the agent to work with you. They're purposely doing that because the builder just makes more money when they don't have to pay a commission out to your representation. Just know that it can be very, very key to still have representation, because here's the other thing. Builders have their own documents. They have their own contracts with their own language. They're different than the Northwest multiple listing documents. And while we as agents need to tell you, hey, you might want to have an attorney review these, we at least know what kinds of things to look for inside of those documents to let you know the differences between if you did a traditional sale versus a new construction sale. And every builder is going to be different because they all have different attorneys helping draft their contracts. Here's the other piece of that. They don't always necessarily recommend that you have a home inspection done. And I can tell you, all of the new construction that we've ever had inspected with a client has something that we find that was a mistake made during construction. Sometimes it's about a post being done incorrectly that needs to have a 2 or 3 year warranty put on it to make sure it doesn't have any structural issues. Sometimes they've forgotten a vapor barrier, which is a very key element in a part of the house that you cannot see. Sometimes we find flashings that are done incorrectly or missing entirely. And you want to have those things found up front because they can be catastrophic down the road. So it's worth it to do the home inspection, and then that same inspector, when you have typically there's about an 11-month review for the builder to see about whether or not there's settling. So there's things like nail pops and drywall screws that can become loose as the house is finished and begins to settle. That same inspector can be scheduled to come back at month 11 to help review again and make sure, because they'll go in the attic, they'll go in the crawl space, and they'll check those areas that you may not be comfortable going in or even know what you're looking for when you're there. So we still recommend it. It's definitely an option for you. Don't think that just because you go to a site that you can't have representation, and just, ask. We're always here for you.